welcome back to a random podcast. I'm your host, Jack, and we got a really interesting story for you guys. There's a guy named Marvin Heemeyer, and in 2004, in Colorado, he
built a kill dozer.
Yeah, so he basically got this huge dozer from auction, and he was really mad at the town, so he did all this stuff to it, made it like indestructible.
How do you make it indestructible?
Well, it was metal, concrete, and a 50 cal, and like a 50 cal rifle.
Mm-hmm.
He surrounded the whole thing in cameras and locked himself in this.
So he could see?
Yeah, so like there's no possible way of him seeing without this stuff.
He had the AC in it, just to keep himself cold. He had 5 cameras around the whole entire thing. Like Jack said before, the 50 cal. Jack.
Well, and then he really just went for it.
What did he destroy?
Destroyed the whole entire town almost. He started with a concrete plant right next to him, his warehouse. Then he hit the electric company. Like, not the whole thing tear it down, but like half of it, like all these buildings.
How big was it?
Like,
how big was the kill dozer?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how big it was.
Just think of a dozer, just like with a lot of protection on it.
So it was a full size like bulldozer, like a big, one of the bigger
ones that
ones.
they use like for like full on construction.
Yes,
stuff like
like
that.
huge job bulldozer.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost brand new when he got it. He added 3 feet, almost 3 feet around the whole thing
In
concrete, metal.
Oh, wow.
Reinforcements, everything like that, and there was no way of getting in this thing. It was completely. They tried to, in order to get the dude out. It took a day just to get him out.
Yeah.
Because he locked himself in there?
Yeah. So in the AC vent was even in, like they couldn't even come in through the AC vent. They were throwing flashbangs,
Firing shots down it.
Yeah,
nothing.
and nothing was. And the dude wasn't even getting it through the other side.
After electric company, they hit the town hall, the Gravy town hall. Then like literally nobody could stop this machine. It was just way too powerful, and it was like a shootout of a giant machine, and like the cops just standing there like aimed up at it, and gonna do nothing. They tried a 50 cal sniper rifle. The cops, they brought it in. It did nothing. It literally just made like little holes in the end. Nothing happened.
Yeah. So in the end,
How did it end?
So in the end, he ended up damaging 13 buildings, $7 million in damage. But the way it ended, like him getting caught.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened was he got stuck in a basement.
But before that, his dozer started smoking. Like the engine started catching on fire.
It overheated.
Okay.
And he went to go run this building over, but nobody knew that it had a basement in it.
Except the actual people who built it.
Right. So he went through it, and it just, one side of the dozer got sucked down. He couldn't get out, especially when it was overheating and everything like that. So once he realized he actually got stuck, he killed himself.
Oh, wow.
With I think it was a 357 what was it? 357 caliber handgun. Killed himself with. They tried opening with bombs after it got stuck.
Yeah.
And like the whole town shook, and it didn't even break. Like
Wow.
they tried 2 times that, and nothing.
So they had to like probably cut inside and jackhammer away.
Yeah.
So what they did was they had to get a torch and cut around the AC vent. Was the weakest point in, and it still didn't even break when they put bombs to it. So it really was a big deal when it came to just even opening the thing up.
Right.
Which they were saying that if the people were, what am I gonna say? So even if he didn't kill himself, the bombs would have killed him anyways, because of the sound and and the vibration. It would have been
space. Yeah.
The bombs would have killed him.
Yes,
Okay.
even though it didn't even blow it up. Like it sounds weird, but like
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But
So pretty much his motive behind all of this like damage was that the town did him dirty, as he says in his interview, or the tape recording of it. He says he just wanted to build, was it a water line, Jack?
It was kind of started over a water line because the town was forcing him to build this water line that cost it like $150,000, like, or might have been 100.
And then they put a factory in next to his place of work, which was like a really, really good engineering shop.
Okay.
Well, it was a muffler shop.
Mufflery, thank you. And he did all this amazing stuff of engineering. So when the factory got like next to him, he got mad. It was like he went up to the board and it was like, let's not do this. And he fought like all along the way when that thing was being built. He was still fighting to bring it down. And then around that time, he got the idea to build the Dozer.
Yeah.
And then he took down the factory.
So the first thing he went was in the factory,
Right next to his place.
right
muffler
next
shop.
to his muffler shop. The sheriff showed up. There was everybody there that were, I think the Thompsons were that owned
Thompsons.
the place, had a loader, like a huge loader that was just almost the size of it, and they couldn't even when they would try to lift it up, the back of the loader would lift up like 4
wow.
feet just from underneath the pressure.
Just because of how heavy?
They said it was 96 tons.
Marv
Jeez.
hated the Thompsons for building this plant because they're the original ones who wanted to build it, and which did, and it's caused them to go crazy. That's why they're like, screw Thompsons, I'm doing this. And
Right, yeah.
release the Dozer.
That's crazy. What? So
what?
I don't know.
It had so much protection. Pretty
Wouldn't it
much.
have like ran out of gas? At
So
one point?
he actually
He thought of that already.
that was one of the things that he was good at, was really, he was one of the best welders in town and really was like a really smart person.
Right.
So that's the first thing that he thought of. He reinforced the fuel tank so it'd take more fuel and it would not run out.
Yeah.
So
Or if you got shot, it wouldn't make like a hole, then every leak
right,
out.
they were shooting this thing with the 50 cal that the cops had, and it wasn't even going, it was hitting the concrete. It would barely even tap
What
the
kind
concrete.
of like metal was it? Steel? Probably?
Yeah, it was steel.
Oh, okay.
So, and you guys know how heavy that stuff
Yeah.
gets. Imagine like this size of this room, full to the top with
With
steel and concrete, and that probably wasn't even half of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we, like,
Where did he get the supplies from?
I actually do not know. I think it was
probably collecting over the years.
I think
He
it
has
might
a muffler
have been.
shop, so
But
he
I-
probably
Oh,
has
yeah,
a lot of
that's
that
true.
stuff.
But when it came to destroying this,
Yeah.
they were worried about people getting souvenirs.
Yeah.
So they literally cut it down to the bare minimum and then crushed it.
Yeah.
So nobody would like steal a souvenir or like a monitor out of there, or like glass. His old glasses were left in there.
Why? Like, why were they? Why didn't they want?
They
people?
didn't want, like, try to cover it up, but
Yeah.
it didn't really help. Well, people don't know about the story. Like, none of us knew about the story except me and Jack.
Right.
Which we did all the research. You two didn't know anything about it. Also, Matthew is here, by the way.
Yeah, he hasn't said a single word. You want to say hi, Matthew?
I asked a question.
What'd you ask?
I don't even remember. It's at the beginning.
But yeah, nobody knows the story. Like, it's
Yeah.
such a...
It's
I thought I would have heard of it before, but
right, because it really wasn't that popular. Like it just kind of, it's a small town.
Right.
Even though it
hit
cost
news
$7
lines.
million and was a national thing.
Yeah.
But one of the things, that reason why it probably got suppressed is because the day after Ronald Reagan died.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
wow.
This whole rampage also lasted 2 hours and 7 minutes. So when he first got out of the factory,
Right.
or his muffler shop, whatever, his garage, and when he got stuck, and that was 2 hours. That whole rampage.
That's
You
crazy.
can imagine what you can destroy, and you could destroy this whole school in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just imagine having that much power, you could destroy anything. He even said he was he wrote down a little piece of paper. He's like, I didn't mean, because he hit part of a church. He even said, I didn't mean to hit the church. I'm sorry, which I found that pretty interesting. One of the notes was left behind because he had a hit list.
Okay.
In the Dozer they found, and it was just all the people who pretty much just screwed him in his life. It was everyone he hated. It was just Thompsons were on that list.
So he destroyed. I don't think he ended up killing anybody, But
Wow.
he destroyed 13 buildings.
But imagine being the police in that scenario, like a giant
There's
tank
nothing. They were
There's
sticking
nothing, yeah.
metal bars in between the tracks
did nothing.
to pop the tracks off, and it would not. It didn't even like the metal wouldn't even like the metal
Bent.
just bent
Yep.
and just were destroyed.
Oh, wow.
It didn't even affect this thing.
So he upgraded everything on
So
Yeah,
everything
pretty
was
much.
done to it. It took a total of like 2.5 years to build.
Yeah. To start to end.
Right. It was nuts.
that. How much? Do you know how much it cost for him to build?
Well,
I'm not sure.
Probably like a few million, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Just
I
for
mean,
everything.
maybe, I don't know. But we're going to take a short break here. We will be right back. And that concludes our podcast. Thank you guys for listening, not watching. And make sure to go in the description and follow all of our socials. We have an Instagram. We're making a TikTok. We're working on it right now. And make sure to go subscribe and like the video.
And thank you, Netflix, for providing so much of this information for us.
Yeah.
The documentary is really incredible.
If you guys want to learn any more information, the movie is called Tread. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Pretty good movie. But thank you guys, and we'll be back with the next one.